Well, Shaka Hislop, let's look ahead to the Merseyside Derby. It's on Monday night, and it's not the kind of build-up to this one that we would normally get in recent years where Liverpool have been flying high. They're at home, but it's Everton, and after that win against Arsenal, that'll feel like they're the side coming into this one with momentum. What are you looking forward to in the Merseyside Derby this time?
Everton on a roll. They won one game, and all of a sudden, Everton are deciding form. Listen, in all seriousness, I thought the difference that Dyche made coming in was evident in the way that Everton went about their job against Arsenal. He set a stall out to deny them space, to deny them the opportunity to play the football that they've done so well all season long. And in a season that has been one frustration after another for Everton, that win was huge. I mean, the impact psychologically on the players, on the fans. We often talk about a knee-jerk reaction of a new manager coming in. Dyche got that, and then some. You contrast that with everything that's happening at Anfield and Liverpool struggles. And while I don't think Liverpool would consider changing Jurgen Klopp, certainly not right now, not this season. This season has a feel of inevitability about it. They're not going to get relegated. They're not going to finish top 4. They're not going to finish top 6. So let's just see this season out, try to retool, put this behind us as best we can, and come back anew. You see what happens in the summer transfer window. So as a result, you look at this one, and though the game's at Anfield, you feel, as you put it, Mark, momentum is certainly with Everton.
You and I have, and all our ESPN FC colleagues have had to keep checking in on Stevie Nicol this week just to make sure he's okay after a performance he described as, well, I was going to say insipid, but I'm not sure he knows that word. He described it as pretty poor. He also described it as lacking character, lacking leadership. And on this platform, when I asked him the question, well, can anything be done with the players and coaching staff right now that are at the football club to turn this around? He said no. So where do Liverpool go from here in the short term, Shaq?
As I said, I don't see anything changing for Liverpool. Mid-table, finish the season out, do some retooling.
Short term. This is Everton. This is one of their biggest rivals. It's just across Stanley Park. It's all about this game. This would be a marker for Liverpool to set down and to kind of go, right, that's it. Not that we're back, but right, we've found a way to somehow turn around what has been mediocrity by their standards.
There's no turning around, in my opinion. We could discuss this as being a derby and one that means an awful lot to the fans, and Anfield will be up for it. Whether the players feel the same way, I'm not so sure. They'll feed off the emotion of the derby, but given the successes that these players have been used to, given the kinds of games that they've been involved in, that they won't be between now and the end of the season, that probably won't be returning to Anfield next season. I'm talking about European football. Even if Liverpool do get a good result against Everton, I don't think we'll have a discussion, or I don't realistically think we'll be expecting Liverpool to turn things around this season. It'll be a win. It'll be a derby win. It'll feel a whole lot more than it actually is because it's a derby and because of the fans. But in terms of prospects for this season, short term, I don't think this result, whatever it may be, changes anything from a Liverpool perspective. Contrast that with, I think it changes an incredible amount for Everton, as did the Arsenal game and result, just given Everton's own predicament and where their bar is set.
Do you think there's a possibility on Monday night that Everton will go into this game with no fear factor of facing Liverpool? Because that fear factor has been there.
It's not a possibility at all. We're not discussing possibilities here at all, Mark. Everton do not go into this game with any kind of a fear factor. Not against this Liverpool team. Mm-hmm. Not anything we've seen. And as we've mentioned, given the result they had against Arsenal, They have every right to feel that they're the ones with momentum, that they're the favourites, that going to Anfield, this is one of those chances that Everton get the better of Liverpool at Anfield. How much would that mean for them as a team, for their prospects in terms of playing Premier League football next season, and for their fans who've been frustrated and voiced a lot of their frustration, albeit not necessarily directed at the team, but how good would it be for their fans? It's a total opposite for Everton going into this one.
They beat Liverpool at Anfield in 2021 for the first time in over a decade. And they thoroughly deserved to win that game. To do so again, they're going to have to keep Liverpool's key players quiet, including Mohamed Salah. Mohamed Salah has been kept quiet in recent weeks. He's been very quiet. If you were to give Mohamed Salah a pep talk, what could you say to him to inspire him? Or is the problem a lot bigger than Mohamed Salah's form right now?
Well, the problem is a whole lot bigger than Mohamed Salah's form. And you could probably make the argument that Mohamed Salah's form may be papered over some of Liverpool's cracks. But to your question, Mark, if I'm talking to Mohamed Salah, I'm telling him, try all the things that he did last season, that he was doing early in the season. No, let's not pay too much attention to any loss of form or any struggles for goals that you have had of late. What made Mohamed Salah so good? What made him so unplayable was his ability to find the back of the net from impossible circumstances, that he would just pull the trigger, whether he was in a crowd or not, that he would thread the ball through a defender's legs and find the bottom corner. Go back to doing those things. Go back to just trying the improbable. Not worry about what it means, not worry about who may be in a better position. Just try things as you once did. Let the result figure itself out. Because if Mohamed Salah all of a sudden rediscovers that form, then defenders have to play against him differently. That makes more space for everybody else. So don't go to the usual. Don't go to the tried and trusted. Go back to who you once were, and just try to thread the eye of a needle from a tight angle. Find things that nobody else saw, because that's what made Mohamed Salah great. And only when you get that version of Mohamed Salah, where we see Liverpool rediscover their form of previous seasons. That's not to say that Mohamed Salah's form is a reason for Liverpool's own struggles.
Is it time for Jurgen Klopp to consider changing formation, because what he's had in recent weeks isn't working?
Yes, absolutely. Listen, I understand you stick with what brought you success, and while you try to figure out how do you replace Firmino, how do you replace Sadio Mane, how do you get the best out of Fabinho, how do you find midfield replacements for Jordan Henderson, you also have to find a formation for who you have right now. So while you may very well address all those issues come the summer transfer window, you still have a half a season to go here, or just under. You still have to get the best out of this team. And maybe that means rejigging the formation. Maybe that means chopping and changing things slightly. But get to the end of the season as best you possibly can. It's okay for me to sit here in my little corner of Bristol, Connecticut, and say, well, nothing's going to happen this season. You're going to finish mid-table anyway. Let's just wait till then to figure things out. I can do that. Jurgen Klopp does not have that luxury.
Speaking of formation, Everton, if you're Sean Dyche, you're not making any changes to the formation.
No.
Personnel, injuries might dictate one or two other things, but you had a formation that worked against Arsenal by giving them more of the ball, but happy to allow them possession in areas of the field that they weren't going to damage you. You're not going to make any changes to go to Anfield, are you?
No, you're not. You're just going to wind them up and send them out again to do exactly the same thing. Why would you? Right now, at Everton, they're as happy, they're in as good a mood psychologically as they have been all season long. You beat Arsenal, the table toppers. I'll be honest. So a couple of weeks ago, just to roll the clock back, Don Hutchinson on ESPN FC said that going to Goodison for us would be a tough test. We all laughed. We couldn't believe what we were hearing out of Don. And in a couple of weeks, look how things have turned around. There's absolutely no reason to address anything. Do exactly as you did. Have the same pre-match meal, wind them up, and send them back out. Why would you do anything else?
It's been a while since I asked for Shaka Hislop to look into his crystal ball and to tell me what's going to happen. I need a prediction for Monday night for the Merseyside Derby after everything you've just said. What you got for me?
My crystal ball has been in the shop, Mark. It's
has it been getting repaired?
Yes, needs a couple of new spark plugs.
Missing some magic.
Ball. I'm telling you, this is a tough one. This is a really tough one to call for I want to say all the wrong reasons, but if you're Everton, for all the right reasons. You're at your Liverpool. You're at Anfield. This is a derby. You're Liverpool. You're at Anfield. This is a derby. That should say all you need to know in terms of a Liverpool win. But you contrast that with this season's Liverpool. This is this season's Liverpool at Anfield. From an Everton perspective,
this is a very circuitous route to get to some sort of prediction.
From an Everton perspective, this is a derby. I don't have my crystal ball, as I mentioned, Mark. I'm not a gambling man. If I were, I'm not sure. I'm not sure I could put money on Liverpool to win this. Will you give me, if I'm a gambling man and you give me an Everton win or a draw, I put my mortgage on it.
That's probably fair. I mean, Liverpool are the favourites, deservedly so. They're at home. The recent record over the past decade or so, they should be. But this isn't the same Liverpool that we've seen. Do you know what, Shaka? It's one of these games, now that Everton have beaten Arsenal, that you could look at and you honestly probably wouldn't be surprised with any result, whether it's a Liverpool win, an Everton win, or a draw in this one.
Absolutely right. Absolutely right.
Looking forward to it. Full coverage, preview and reaction from Anfield on Monday right here at ESPN FC.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.